Welcome back to the Keeping It Real with KC podcast. I, of course, am your host, KC Phoenix. And yeah, I'm doing a daily thought. I haven't done one of those in a minute. Before I go any further, KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. All right. So, love is a wonderful thing. That is going to be the daily thought for today. And I have some homework for you too, but let me do some quick housekeeping. One of the reasons that I'm doing this daily thought today is because my goal, knock on wood, this weekend is to start doing the love readings. I actually have a new love oracle deck too. Now, I've already done the general readings for May. So those are already up. If love or career or whatever came up during your general reading, you know, as I always say, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. When I do the love readings, I may pick up on that same energy or I may pick up a totally different timeline. Same thing with the career and money readings, which I plan on doing. I created a custom career and money deck yesterday. So it's custom, like I typed up the things, put them on the deck, and then, yeah. So I created that. So after I finish doing the love readings, I will get to the career and money readings for May, or either really within the time frame, 30 days from whenever you see it. You could look at it almost like a timeless reading. Again, if I discuss career and money during your general, I may pick up the same energy, or I may pick up a totally different timelines, or I may pick up multiple timelines. You know how it goes. Again, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Now, we got that out the way. For your homework, two songs. First song is the title of this daily thought, which is by Michael Bolton, which is a really cool song. And the only reason I heard of Michael Bolton is because my mother used to listen to him when I was younger. And it was the Time, Love, and Tenderness album. And the song on there was Love is a Wonderful Thing. So if you get a chance, look up Michael Bolton, Love is a Wonderful Thing. Listen to that song. The other song that I want you to look up is, because I feel like there's more than one version of the song, but look up the Gladys Knight version. It's called Somehow He Loves Me, which really, I feel it should have been a gospel song, but, you know, whatever. Listen to that song too. So, Michael Bolton, Love is a Wonderful Thing, and Gladys Knight, Somehow He Loves Me. Let's go back into this Love is a Wonderful Thing, because I've mentioned love before throughout my daily thoughts. Actually, in like 4 or 5 daily thoughts, I've talked about love and different things about love. One thing I can say is that love does change your energy. Where if you would have been in a lower vibration, if you're in a good relationship, it puts you in a higher vibration. It really, really does. Love is good for the soul. And I'm speaking on romance right now, but don't get me wrong. Any version of love, whether it's love with friends, whether it's love with family, whether it's love with coworkers, any form of pure love always helps raise the vibration. Love is a wonderful thing. But specifically, I'm talking about romance. And I think about someone who I was really the only person I was ever madly, truly, deeply in love with. And he never got it. Because he's just like, why me? type of thing. That was sort of his thing. And we were together on and off for many years. And that's why I said the somehow he loves me is also your homework. Because when you are really in love with someone, they may have what some people, including themselves, may consider faults, but you love them in spite of their faults. That's what being in love with someone is. It's like, what works for you? Not the things that work for me obviously aren't going to work for you. Like, you may be a person that's not able to date a smoker. And in most cases, I don't do the smoking thing. I'm not really about dating a smoker. But for other people, the love that they have for someone may help them see past that. And it's like, okay, I really love this person. You get caught up when you're really in love or when you love someone, because there's a difference, as I've always mentioned. You can love someone but not be in love with them. I have loved quite a few people on a romance level. My AC just came on, which I didn't even think it was that hot in here, but okay, all right. But yeah, I guess, all right, yeah. Anyways, I've loved quite a few people, but I have not been in love with a lot of people. I've been close to being in love with one or two, and I have only truly been in love with one. That's it, in my entire lifetime. And it's just different. You just feel different. You're just happy. Just being, it's like when you're in love with someone, it just makes you happy. Love can make you happy. That's why that song is like, love is a wonderful thing. Because it's almost, what's that in Coming to America? With Hakeem, he was like, when everyone was telling him to shut up and he was singing. I don't know if you've seen, it's an older movie. It's with Eddie Murphy in Arsenio Hall. If you haven't seen Coming to America, the first one. The second one, it was campy. If you don't get camp, you probably won't like the second one. But the first one is a classic. You definitely need to see Coming to America. But like, he's in love with this girl that he's seen. And I might watch that today, now that I'm thinking about it. And then so he's coming home singing the song To Be Loved in the middle of the night. And everybody is like, will you shut up? But that's what love makes you do. When you really love someone, it's like you just want to start singing. When you wake up in the morning, you're thinking about the person. When you to be loved. To be loved. All right, focus. Also, I'm bringing this up because Mercury goes in retrograde in May, on the 10th to be exact. The pre-retrograde has already started because we're already like, today's April 29th. So we're already in pre-retrograde. But it starts retrograde on May 10th. Don't forget, when Mercury goes into retrograde, things start to come back around. Old relationships, old people, old situation, things that need to be addressed happens in Mercury retrograde. And you have to make a decision when some of those things come back around. If it's involving love, do you want to end the cycle properly, which is what Mercury retrograde gives you the opportunity to do, and move on with your life? Or do you want to end it and start from scratch and start new and do it that way? We all have free will. We're all grown. We can do what we want to do. So that's something to consider. I will tell you this. When you were with the person, did they make you happy more than they made you sad, or did they make you sad more than they made you happy? Is there trust there? Do you feel you can trust the person? Do you feel that it will be equal give and take? Because don't forget that love can sometimes give us those rose-colored glasses, because it's such a wonderful thing. And you may find yourself in a relationship where there's not equal give and take, just because you're caught up in that wonderful thing called love. You want to make sure that any relationship you go into is balanced as well. But again, we all have free will. However, you have to be open to the possibility of having such a love in your life. Going back to the individual I was talking about earlier, where sometimes he was like, why me? Type of thing. And sometimes you don't need to say why me with things. Sometimes you need to be like, why not? I remember, on a side thing, when I felt stuff was happening to me, and I said to someone who's pretty religious, and I said to her, I was like, why me? And she's like, why not? And that's kind of what I say to you when it comes to love. When you're questioning why someone loves you so much, you're like, why me? Instead of saying why me, why don't you say why not? Okay, all right. Let me accept what the universe is giving me. Caveat, as long as it's healthy for you. As long as this person is doing equal give and take with you. As long as this person is looking to uplift you and not drag you down. As long as this person is willing to be with you through thick and thin. As long as there aren't a gazillion toxic things going on in this relationship, then why not? Love is a wonderful thing. And it amazes me because Valentine's Day is going through my head now. And it's almost like people look to do these grand gestures on Valentine's Day, on anniversaries, and on birthdays. But when you really, really love someone, and I'm talking about romance, you make sure they feel it. And if they don't feel it, then that's something that has to be worked out. But I can tell you, one of the biggest things in a relationship, and not that I'm just a relationship guru or anything like that, it's just I've seen a lot of relationships and I've been in relationships and whatnot. I will say trust is one of the biggest things. Trust is a huge, huge thing in a relationship. You have to be able to trust each other. I am not the type, I have never in my life ever went through anyone's phone. Ever. I've heard about people doing it and stuff like that, going through emails, going through phones. I don't do that. One reason I don't do it is because I trust the universe too. Just a little side note. I trust the universe. The universe and I thank God for that. One thing about the universe, when people, whether it's an individual or a group of people, conspire to keep something from me, the universe will eventually reveal it to me. I kid you not. It's so crazy because I've had situations in my life where people were attempting to keep stuff secret, and then the universe is like, oh no, we're about to shed some light on this. And then I find out about it, not looking for it. The universe is like, yeah, you need to know this. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. So, yeah. But I will say, trust is a huge thing. Communication is huge, which I've gotten better at communication. I haven't always been the best at communication, believe it or not, because I'm very chill. I'm one of the most chill people in a relationship. I'm not one of these yada, 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 yada. I know I have, this podcast and everything, and you would probably think, oh, he talks all the time. No, not really. In a relationship, I'm really just go with the flow. It's sort of like where someone's like, where do you want to eat at? I'm like, remember the princess in Going Back to Coming to America? He's like, well, what do you like? Whatever you like. It sometimes it's like that. It's like, well, where do you want to eat at? I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Wherever you want to eat. Food is food. I don't care. I'm so nonchalant in relationships. It throws people off sometimes because they expect me to be very opinionated about stuff, and I'm just more go with the flow. However, when I do have an opinion, you better listen. Because if I say no to something, odds are you're not changing my mind no matter what you do. But, that's just how it goes. Regardless, love is a wonderful thing. And I really feel that some people need to embrace love more on the romance level and just live in the moment, because you might meet someone or reconnect with someone and be like, wow, is this gonna work? I don't know if it can work. It seems good, everything's going well, but this and that, don't worry about all that. Just enjoy the moment. Enjoy the moment. One person I'll give a shout out to, because she does not give up, is Jennifer Lopez, which allegedly she's engaged to Ben Affleck again. And congratulations to them. But one thing about her is that as soon as something don't work out, when she had her marriage, she had her kids and all this other stuff, and then she had her other marriages, it's like, okay, well, that didn't work out. All right, let's try again. I feel like she's just thinking it from a statistical point of view, where it's like, okay, eventually it's going to work out. Maybe she's looking at it like that. But shout out to her, because she's like, I'm not going to stop until I'm with the one I'm supposed to be with. Some people would give up. If you give up, you'll never be with who you're supposed to be with, if you're supposed to be with anyone. But she keeps going. So shout out to Jennifer Lopez. And maybe she's one of those people too who loves love. Because there are people like that who love. Because again, love is a wonderful thing. But yeah, I just wanted to do this very quickly. We're at 18 minutes now, so I need to get going. And let people know I will be working on the love readings, and Mercury retrograde is coming, so get ready. Some people might be coming out the woodwork. Regardless, love is a wonderful thing. And that is my daily thought. KIRWKC.com, main podcasting platform. This podcast is carried on Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Overcast, Bullhorn, Amazon Music, Audible, and several other podcasting platforms. Please feel free to listen to this podcast on whatever platform is most convenient for you. KIRWKC on all the social media platforms. Until next time, be blessed.